Welcome into the Jefcoed County Golf Tournament. I'm Chris Osborne here in Bessemer, Alabama. Alongside me is Chip Thomas, and we will have Ariel Schaefer on the course. This is the first time that Jefcoed has had a chance to come out and give you live golf, and so we are certainly excited to be here today. It is a beautiful day, 76 degrees here at Woodward Golf and Country Club here in Bessemer. Chip, thanks so much for joining us.
No, happy to do it. Wonderful day of golf. A lot of talent out here. Looking forward to some good play today.
So we had a chance to just we've been here for a while. We've watched everybody teed off at around 9 o'clock. So we've seen some golf. Tell me a little bit about what you've seen already.
Well, I'll tell you, we've seen some really long tee shots, some explosive things, but I tell you, the greens are getting a little crispier as the day goes on, winds picking up, so we're seeing some short game errors, but definitely a lot of talent out here.
So let's take some time and let's take a look at some of these holes. We have some great drone footage of some of these holes. Course playing really dry, hadn't rained in quite some time, and, balls are running off the green. Greens are very firm, not necessarily holding balls. So let's take a look at holes 1 through 9. Hole number 1, par 4, 395, playing from the whites or the blues. Technically, pretty much straightforward.
Yeah, pretty much straight up the hill. We've seen a couple tee shots today go a little right, but for the most part, I'm seeing everyone bobbing down the fairway. Lots of pars on one, a couple birdies as well.
And the thing about one is, you can get into some tree trouble with an errant shot, but other than that, pretty straightforward. Hole number 2. Short par 3, plays about 145-ish.
Yeah, we've seen a couple big numbers here. You got to wonder about that creek there for the players are misclubbing or mishitting that shot. But, you have to clear the creek, have to clear the bunker to give yourself an opportunity. So that's very big here.
Pretty generous green there. So as we take a look at the par 4, hole number 3, little bit of trouble on the right side. There's OB all the way down the right side. Left side can be in tree trouble, but not out of bounds.
Yeah, you get a little bailout on the left there, and that's where players should go. You really try to avoid that right side there. And again, we've seen some good scoring on hole 3, so I think the players are taking advantage. There's been a couple holes that have created blow-ups.
And if you look to the left of your screen, you see what used to be sand is now a grass bunker, but that can be a little bit difficult. Not quite a hazard, but certainly a challenge.
Let's take a look at lies in there.
Yep, let's take a look at hole number 4. Hole number 4 is kind of just a slight dog leg right, plays about 355. Most people that are pretty good off the tee can hit it almost past the tree that you see standing alone on the right-hand side.
Yeah, if you get it past about 270 there, you easily get past that tree. And pretty straightforward hole if you can do that. Really opens it up, so the longer hitters will definitely take advantage here.
And you see the drainage ditch on the left-hand side, but that is not a creek. It is dry, so just an opportunity for a missed hit to recover. And we'll take a look at the next hole. This is a very interesting hole. Par 5.
Yep. And hole 5, and it's par 4, 315.
Thank you, yes.
Very straightforward. You got to open it. But here's the thing. It's a risk-reward hole. You push it down there a little farther, you can bite off a little more than you can chew.
And even playing up the left side, if you happen to have some tree trouble, it opens up a little bit. But this is one of those holes where you can't be as aggressive as you might think that you could be on this hole just because it's a shorter hole. That pin is tucked back there.
Absolutely. Anything that goes left, you can get in some trouble.
And hole number 6, this is my nemesis. This is the par 5. First shot is over water with not a lot of area to land.
No, this one isn't good, especially, if you're a drawer, you got to look at that water and you wonder if it's going to come back. If you're a fader, you got to work it back towards the water. So this tee shot presents many challenges.
And then it's not just the lake. For your second shot, you have a creek that lines going all the way up to the hole. So your second shot has to be accurate. It has to be middle or middle left to be able to have a great approach shot at the green.
Yeah, you get blocked out by those trees when you miss it right, and then this turns to a very difficult hole. Tough tee shot, tough layup as well, so need quality golf shots there.
So let's talk about the par 3. They actually have lengthened this par 3. It used to play about 150. They moved the tee boxes back a year or so ago, and so now it's playing about 179, can play up to 200.
Wow, and I think today it actually plays into a little bit of a crosswind, so this will be interesting. You obviously have water on the right, and bit being longer, it's going to challenge these players today to hit a good golf shot, especially down the stretch.
And hole number 7. Hole number 7 is a really, really long par 4, right? It's wide open. This is one of those step on the gas holes, right?
Yep.
It's wide open. You can get in a little tree trouble on the right side, but the left side is pretty generous.
Yeah, it is. And, again, longer hitters will be able to take advantage here. You really got to get it down there because with it playing over 400 yards, you really don't want to, dink it out there and leave yourself a long way in. So these players need to push the tee ball down there and give themselves a good opportunity on this second shot.
This hole is protected by sand on both sides, right? So you have to hit an accurate approach shot to get in there with a generous green. You've got out of bounds to your left, right? You got tree trouble to your left and to your right. So how do you play this hole if you are trying to calm nerves and stay in the groove and win this thing?
Well, you certainly you got two schools of thought. You can be first and put pressure on your opponent. You can go second and manage it from there. The biggest thing is getting the ball in play first and making sure that that other person doesn't get any freebies. Don't give them anything. Yep. Oh, that's a pretty good pitch shot right there. A little short there, but good job getting it up there, giving an opportunity. Here's William Osborne putting for par. Center cut. It's good to see him doing that. William Osborne again, teeing off. Pretty good golf swing there, nice and in balance. Playing that draw he likes to play.
Yeah, I think on that hole he would go on to have a par. We might even have some video. Yeah, chip up pretty close on that one.
Really nice pitch. You see he ran after it there. Good job chipping to a blind spot there. We'll see if he can get that down. Here he is on the putt. Had a little length left, but again, dead center and aggressive. Gotta love it. Cross-handed, looks good.
I played the course yesterday. That was really a hard hole to score on because it's not that they had some issues with that green, and they since have been really working hard to bring it back. So it doesn't roll quite as firmly as you think it might have. And we're having a look at Grace Nelson. Oh,
yep.
I'm sorry. There we go. There's Kennedy McAnally from Gardendale.
Yep. Pretty good. Got up there on the fringe. Gives it a good roll.
Grace Nelson from Oak Grove, also playing pretty good early on. Oak Grove has some ballers.
Oak Grove has a lot of good players.
Great putt there.
Yeah, the girls have had a little tougher time, but they're battling it out. They started making a few better scores down the front nine, but definitely has been a challenge.
Right. That was Ava Prine just draining that putt before our Oak Grove young lady.
Ooh, a little bit of tree trouble there.
There's trees all over this golf course.
Lots of trees. Here's William on 18. Tough bunker shot. Wow, pretty good. Gave himself an opportunity at birdie there.
And if I remember correctly, he just missed the birdie putt and dropped in par.
Yeah, he's had a clean round so far. 3 bogeys, all pars.
All right, so you had a look at kind of catching us up to where we are. So glad you're here. Like I said, Chris Osborne alongside Chip Thomas and Ariel Schaefer on the call for you. We got a small army out here of Jefcoed folks that are putting this on. Again, for those of you at home or watching later, this is the first time that Jefcoed has ever had a chance to actually come out and do live golf action. We do a lot of football, basketball, volleyball, wrestling, baseball,
yep.
soccer, flag flag football, and of course, you know, your non-sports things like graduation and all kinds of tech things that are going on in the Jefferson County school system. But this is a first, and it's great. And so we go now to the leaderboard before we go back to the live action, just so we can see where we are, right? So on the leaderboard,
yep, we still have Garrett Neal, still even par through 12. That's pacing the day there. William Osborne's in solo second at 3 over. So Gardendale again is going in strong. You got John Stell at 4, Isaiah Tier at 5, and Michael Collins has turned in his 5 as well. So this is a very bunched up leaderboard, but certainly Neal, man, he's surprised, really coming in playing great golf.
yeah, look at the boys. Let's take a look at the girls' leaderboard. So Ava Payne and Grace Nelson. Ava, again, from Mortimer, Jordan. Grace from Oak Grove, followed by Charlie Harris. And bringing up, tied for 3, also Jolie Weathers. And that's your top 4. Jolie is from Corner, by the way. Jolie Weathers from Corner. All right,
Back to live action.
All right, so we're taking a look at 18, finishing hole for some. Again, shotgun start today, so players started on various holes. If you're not familiar with the terminology, that just means to speed up play that everybody starts on a particular hole. 18 is a par 5.
Yep.
Plays pretty narrow. You've got some creek and water trouble a little bit on the left-hand side. On the right-hand side, a little tree trouble if you end up there, but generous size fairway.
And then really around the green, it's giving players fits. You know, you had that front left bunker there, and we're seeing players tend to miss this approach shot into there. So the girls will have their work cut out for them. They're definitely going into a crosswind here on 18, so this will be a challenge.
So this is number 9. If you were sitting out here, it would be to our right on the screen. Pitch shot from Mortimer Jordan on number 9. Okay. The girls are starting out on hole number 1. We'll get a shot of them in just a second after we see this pitch.
All right, leaves it a little short, but gave himself an opportunity there.
So earlier in the week, you know, you've seen a couple of shots here of different teams. We got a chance to go out and meet the Gardendale squad. So let's hear from Gardendale.
All right.
Sure, we got a pretty solid team. We got 5 players in the starting lineup that can shoot anywhere between 75 and 85 consistently, an occasional off day here or there. They're pretty solid group around the start. 3 sophomores and 2 juniors, and so this year and next year looks pretty solid for us.
We've had a few matches, and I think we've won all of them, so we've had a pretty good season this far.
Our team's looking pretty solid for this being like our first year. We have no seniors. Me and my teammate Michael, we're only upperclassmen, but after our first tournament, we got 3rd place at the Musgrove tournament, or the Jasper Invite, and I mean, we played pretty solid.
With golf, you really play the course when you play their teams anyhow. So if we can sit there and just go out and play our game and go out there and focus on us in the course, our next shot, we have a chance. I mean, it's a pretty competitive county tournament. There's going to be 2 or 3 other teams out there that's got a chance to do something, but we have 5 guys that's pretty solid, and any one of them can go low. As long as we're just really consistent and play our game, we should have a chance in the end.
But I'm hoping this year that we could continue to win again and keep playing well. And golf isn't always about trying to shoot the lowest score. I mean, just going out there and having fun with your friends. I mean, it's a game for everybody. I know it can be sometimes can be expensive, but that doesn't mean, you know, don't go out there and play it. You know, I mean, you can go to a driving range with your friends or go play around at, you know, Mountain View for just a few bucks, and y'all can just go out there and have a good time.
Our team, I mean, we've played Woodward multiple times, but it's a pretty standard course. I think we'll do fine. Just keep it in the fairways, putt better. I mean, don't do dumb mistakes. I mean, I think we'll be fine together as a team. Probably shoot pretty low.
Focus on what you can do, not really focus on what's going on around you. I think it's definitely like if you can get in the zone and just focus on the next shot, then I think, you know, that takes some of the pressure off of it.
It'll be broadcast out where their friends can see, their family can see when they're playing. some of my family members never come to a golf round, so they can see this live. Such a great opportunity for the school to be broadcast out there. Because Cardinal Golf has no real visible footprint out there. The players don't have that visible footprint, and so this is a great opportunity and it's a great broadcast with these guys doing this for us today. And it gives our players a chance to actually really be on TV and get some video of themselves playing, so they can use this later on for themselves as they prepare for college.
Welcome back out live to Woodward Golf and Country Club. Chris Osborne alongside Chip Thomas here today for the Jefferson County Golf Championship. This is just a marvelous day. Let's take a look at hole number 6. Live action here.
Oh, looks like we had a short missed putt there. A little low left there, a little pull.
And that is the leader, by the way. That's Garrett. Been knowing Garrett for some time. Garrett played a lot of baseball early on and switched to golf and hasn't looked back, as a lot of these kids, William Osborne included.
Yeah, you know, baseball translates to golf. That kinematic sequence, you know, especially if you're a pitcher, helps. Wow, that's a good-looking swing there.
That's the girls on hole number 18.
Yep, she looks like she liked it. Pretty good tee shot.
Yeah, it's just good to see these kids out here, right? You know, with some of the rules, you have to walk in high school golf and college as well. You are able to use a push cart for assistance. But other than that, the rules, for the most part, are the same as DGA or anything else, correct?
Oh, 100%. You know, I think that's the hardest transition for a lot of these junior golfers. You know, if they played golf when they were younger, you as kids, they had a caddy. Now you got to strap up and play on your own. You got to walk, carry your bag, and be disciplined.
Hole 6, taking a look at the.
Oh, nice short putt there. Yeah, this is our lead group here, because Garrett Neal's the leader. He's in that group.
So in that group, you have Heath Ward from Mortimer, Jordan. Of course, Garrett Neal, our current leader from Gardendale. Jace Perkins from Corner, and Nolan Beck from Oak Grove in that group.
All right.
You see Garrett walking off there. Little pep in his step.
He's got a little pep. You know, maybe that short putt bothered him a little bit, but he certainly played so well today, so I think he'll be able to get it right back on the rails.
All right, and we are very fortunate today to have live coverage, and right now we're going to go to Ariel Schaefer, who's on the course. Hey, Ariel.
Well, hey guys, a pleasure to be able to join you guys this afternoon, and I'm going to take a step out of the camera so you can see our frame. This is the first group for the girls. I've been following them all morning. I could say there's been someone that's been super calm and collected, but also been helping out her competitors, believe it or not, on this course. It's been Grace Nelson from Oak Grove. She's just been showing a lot of poise, and also too, it's been really easy to interact with the other competitors. There is a couple girls on this hole right now that are playing golf for the first time, actually. And when you think about Jade Later from Corner, she's actually a cheerleader. This is her first season playing golf in high school, so it's been a lot of fun to see some good friendly competition. But also too, I will say Grace Nelson, she's in first right now, but second right now, but she's also had the best snacks. I've seen her have some Cheez-Its, some Ritz crackers, so she's definitely the one that has the fully stocked golf cart on this one. But a lot of fun. Chris, I'll send it back to you because I'm going to go try to find the boys leader group, because it's been a very neck and neck competition despite on how hard this course is. Despite being open, there's been a lot of trees hit today, but I'll send it back to you guys.
All right, thank you so much, Ariel. Again, back to live action here. All right, hole number 10.
Oh, looked a little squirrely there. But luckily 10's wide, stays in play.
Yeah, 10 is wide open, so no harm, no foul.
All right, we moved on to hole 7. Looks like we have Garrett Neal here again, our leader.
That's the par 3.
It's gotten a little windier. Seems to be looking at it a little anxiously. Maybe hung it out a little bit to the right, but I think he should be okay.
Yeah. You know, depending on whether the wind's a helping wind or hurting wind on number 7, it can be daunting. You know, again, your bailout is definitely to the left side and not to the right. Generous green there, sits up kind of on a crown.
Yep.
At one time, there was a sand. I think it's still there. I didn't see it yesterday. Didn't pay attention to it, and that's my fault. But there was sand if you went long, just behind. You know, you couldn't use the hill as kind of a backboard, if you will, because you would end up in the sand. So certainly didn't want to be long on number 7.
Yeah, having that backstop is nice.
Let's look at the girls. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better day for golf. A slight breeze. 76 degrees. Let's take a look at hole number 1.
Yeah, girls are waiting to tee off here, you know, tournament in order. But, you know, luckily straightforward, you know, tee shot. A little windy, but definitely can give themselves a good opportunity here.
While we got a quick break in the action, let's take a look at the leaderboard. All right. Garrett Neal still holding on to that lead by 3 through 13. William Osborne through 13 is +3, and then coming up next, +5, tied for 3rd, John Stale and Isaiah Tier.
Yeah, it looks like Gardendale's just having another strong showing. You know, they've played well this season, and 3 of their top 5 are in the top 3 in the tournament. So it really shows the strength and depth of their team.
And, you know, this is 2026 and 2025. Gardendale actually did win this tournament. Let's take a look at the girls' leaderboard. No surprise there that Ava Payne and Grace Nelson are leading. And then we have a couple of ties for 3rd.
Yep, so it's getting close. Again, the wind's picking up, so anything can happen down the stretch here, you know.
All right, so we also had a chance to meet some of these other players, some of these other teams. We visited with Corner. Let's see what Corner has to say.
Done pretty well for the most part. The one thing I like about our team this year is we're more consistent than we've been in the past. I've got a good mixture of some seniors mixed in with a couple of younger guys as well. So we definitely have a good shot this year to hopefully make a little bit of noise in the playoffs.
We've been working hard just in the off season, staying consistent, knowing what we need to work on, and then just getting better at those small things.
You just never know. There could be a team that you haven't even really paid much attention to this year. Anybody can put together a few good rounds in a row, and hopefully it's us this year.
We know we can do it. We played Gunnersville, which they're our biggest competitor right now, and they didn't beat us by much, and I didn't play very good. So I think if I do my part, we can pull it off.
Our girls team this year, we've got a lot of girls who it's really their first year playing, but one thing I've always liked about coaching girls golfers is they haven't developed bad habits. So you kind of start with them fresh, and they're able to build good habits early on. And we've got a few girls this year that, they're a little bit younger, but they've started kind of coming on a little bit in the last few weeks.
We have 7 girls. We have 3 seniors, 1 junior. We're pretty good this year. I think this is the biggest team we've had. I just get out there and just think, it doesn't really, if I hit it good, then I hit it good. But if I hit it bad, it's fine. I can make it up on the next hole.
There's definitely some areas that I'm going to have to get better at. The mental game, just stuff like that. Just coming back from bad shots.
You can't have 2 out of your 5 or even 3 out of your 5 play decent rounds. You really got to have at least 4 put it together, because that's what they do. They take the top 4 scorers out of your 5 golfers. And so we just got to have each person putting it together on the right day.
Really just everybody do their part. We need everybody to shoot good.
Well, my goal, and I've been telling our kids all year, we had a really good shot last year to try to qualify for state. Came up a little bit short, and it's kind of what I was just talking about. We didn't have all the guys put together a good round on the same day. So we've been preaching consistency during the off season, working to get better. And our ultimate goal, I've told our kids from the beginning, is we want to qualify for the state tournament.
All right, back out here live. Chris Osborne alongside Chip Thomas for Jeffcoed TV Golf Edition right here at beautiful Woodward Golf and Country Club for the county championship. So, Chip, tell us a little bit. You are the new executive director for First Tee, correct?
That is correct.
So tell us about how the game of golf is growing in Jefferson County.
Well, we talked about this back in the pandemic. The golf industry had a pandemic boom, but I tell you, it's been permanent. You're seeing golf really growing in all areas. It's growing in inner cities. It's growing in other areas, whether it's simulators, whether it's YouTube, and the kids are all getting exposed to it. And it's great to see them out here playing, putting together golf tournaments, and also just having talented players.
Well, I'm excited. We're going to hear a little bit later about Woodward Country Club and how the golf is growing from some other folks. But like right now, let's go back to live action, right? That's why we're here. You see the girls walking down the fairway. That's on number 1.
Looks like we got a couple good shots there in the fairway.
You got to love that head cover. The bison, maybe, woolly mammoth.
And then she's got a duck there too. I mean, she's got everything. Having fun.
Good fluid swing there. Now you do a lot of individual coaching of some of these players and beyond. Let's talk about her swing.
Well, it looks pretty good. First thing I noticed was a very neutral grip, good rhythm and tempo. Gets nice and long in the backswing, so she's going to be able to produce a lot of power as she continues to develop.
All right, let's take a look at hole number 2. You're looking at Grace Nelson. She's been going back and forth on the leaderboard.
Yeah, you gotta love her demeanor. She's walking with confidence the whole time. You can see her definitely playing some good golf, and it shows in her body language. She's ready to play each hole.
Right, and if you don't remember and can't see her shirt, Grace Nelson is from Oak Grove. Oak Grove has a couple of good players. Ethan Jones, also from Oak Grove, great player. So what we are, and you may even hear it through our microphones, the wind is starting to pick up. Local time, 12:31 Central Standard Time, starting to get gusts of wind.
Yeah, the tent's definitely moving, so I know the players are feeling it, so I like it. Makes more exciting finish.
You look at the flag there whipping in the wind. What would you say, about a 10 to 15 mile per hour wind?
It's at least 15. I think you're even getting a couple gusts to 20.
So having a look now at the 10th tee. Mortimer Jordan teeing off, followed by Corner. Like you said, 10th tee is a risk-reward hole. You can go after it and try to push it down there. You definitely want to try to hit a baby draw.
He's got the driver out. Looks like he's a fade player based on his setup. Let's see what happens. Oh. Caught the top of it, but, maybe it won't hurt him.
It's kind of like the shooter's curse, when somebody's shooting a free throw. And So now let's go to hole number 2. Grace Nelson, Oak Grove.
Oh. Great shot. That one lipped out, actually. Couldn't see who that was from Mortimer Jordan, but that lipped out. That was a great shot.
So let's talk about instruction. It seems like that young ladies and women can sometimes be easier to teach because they lock into repetition.
They tend to, coaching boys and girls are definitely different. Girls tend to be a little bit more disciplined, and boys tend to be more freelance.
And as we were looking at Grace Nelson on hole number 2, that is the coach's daughter from Oak Grove. Coach Nelson, and thank you, Coach Nelson, for putting on such a fine tournament today. He was in charge, very organized, very hospitable. Had a chance to meet him and talk to him this morning. So, again, thank you, Coach Nelson, and, again, Grace is his daughter. Having a look at Ava Prime, who's been on the leaderboard too. That's been your 1-2 pretty much all day in the girls division. He started on hole 9, so Ava's.
Yep, Ava's still in the lead. She just hit a great shot there that lipped out, so she's playing some good golf.
So they're through 10, and while we got the leaderboard up, let's take a look at the boys' leaders.
Oh, there's been a little action. Garrett made he got a bogey, and William also made a bogey. So the lead still remains 3, but the score's changed.
Right, and again, you know, the top 2 or 3 players are coming from this Gardendale team. So we'll see who's poises to make some moves. Now back out to live action. This is number 9. Good chip there if it slows down.
Just got to slow up a little.
Again, no rain here. Greens are running really fast. You know, not fast as related to the stent meter, but fast as it's a dry surface, right?
Correct. Yeah, anytime you start getting that wind going, you haven't had a lot of rain, you know, chip shots aren't as receptive, and even some of the shots into the green, you have to make adjustments. All right, back to our lead group of ladies here. Oh, great putt there.
That was Ava Prime to clean up what she had left. And that was Kennedy McAnally from Gardendale, who was also cleaning up, about a 3-foot putt. All right, this is a look again at hole number 10.
We've seen a lot of drivers out on 10. Yeah, I think the players are definitely being a little more aggressive here.
Okay. So we had a chance to catch up with Kennedy McAnally. Let's hear from her.
Kennedy was invited by her dad just to go and play just a round of golf just for fun, because they love. My husband's always been like really involved with our girls, and he took her out to go play a round of golf one day, and really found out that she was actually pretty good at it.
I didn't realize how good I was. I only started last year, and how I started was my dad just brought me to the golf course, was doing it just for fun with me and my older sister. And he found out, I guess I was good.
She ended up finding a passion for playing golf through my husband, and really just, fell in love with it and all that kind of stuff. But she has been with him multiple trips, and they make it a competition. Unfortunately, she hasn't beat Dad yet, but she's working towards that goal.
She's come a long way. She picked the game up really last year as a 7th grader and began. And with very little training, no swing coach, nothing like that, just goes up there, just natural ability. And she hits the ball straight most of the time, and she self-corrects when she hits a slice. She's really hard on herself as far as like, well, I hit this one this way, I need to make sure I make this swing correction. And she's just been a student of the game, going to the range herself or going to the course herself to practice. So she's really working hard at it.
Just lots of practice and showing up to practices and taking it serious.
Last week we played against Oak Grove, and she played against Grace. She's a very talented player. I think she's going to college somewhere. And Kennedy was just enamored but watching her and wanting to see what does she do that I don't do, and how can I pick up what she's doing, what can I do to pick up and carry to my game.
I was watching her form when she drives, and I've learned a couple of tips from her that I'm probably going to use today.
Kennedy has been really dedicated to making sure that she improves her score, that she watches the videos and actually she pays attention to her swing.
I think 25th my first tournament out of 40 girls, which is my first tournament. Then my second tournament I got 8th place out of 40, I think. So I'm getting better every match and tournament I'm doing.
All right, as you take a look at the leaderboard, let's see exactly where Kennedy McAnally, you just heard from, is on the leaderboard.
Here she is, 30 over, T11th.
Tied for 11th. So obviously she's got, a lot of golf left to be played. Maybe she'll be able to make a move. But you just love to hear that story about these players putting in the work and getting better each week after week after week.
And also learning from other players. I think that's always a tool you can use in golf.
So you're having a look at one of the flags here, not really waving. I mean, the wind is just sporadic, right? It's whipping one moment, and we're having to hold down the tent, and then the next moment, it's dead still. And so as a player, Chip, talk to us about how you have to use that kind of knowledge about the wind to play your ball.
Yeah, you really got to look into the wind forecast and really stick to the prevailing wind and kind of trust your process, understand when it's gusting, and make adjustments on the fly. It's very much fluid. You can't just come in with one plan.
So we're having a look at hole number 9 here. On the side, again, behind this player is, you see the road, which is out of bounds. Don't think he's having those kinds
Cooper
of issues.
Caulfield.
Cooper Caulfield, known this kid for quite some time, multi-sport athlete.
Well, Gardendale seems to have a lot of those.
He is the son of Jeff Caulfield, who, if you don't know, is the assistant superintendent for Jefcoed. Super nice family, super nice guy. While we're talking about superintendents, special thanks to Dr. Goslin, who is the Jefferson County Superintendent, for making this possible, Jefcoed TV. We cover everything that moves related to Jefcoed. There's my commercial for the day. And while we're waiting for this shot in, we can look at it. Coming in on 9 from about 160 out.
Yeah, a little up the hill as well.
Got to navigate around this tree. If he hits a cut shot, he should have no problem. If he hits a draw, might have a little challenge to get around that tree.
Strikes it. Let's put his head down early. Let's see where it is.
Didn't see it make the green. I don't think he's very pleased with that shot, but certainly still in play.
Still has an opportunity. Nine's very scoreable around the green. Here we have our second place, William Osborne on the tee.
William from Gardendale, playing with a good group there.
Yep, that's hole 8.
Hole number 8, that's Isaiah Tier from Corner, William Osborne, as we mentioned, from Gardendale, Luke Francis from Mortimer Jordan, and Brody Fitzgerald from Oak Grove.
And Isaiah Tier's been a great player, multiple all-tournament teams dating back to last year, so really solid group. He seemed to like it. All right, now Williams teeing off. It's going to be big for him. You know, he's got a few holes left. It'd be nice to make up some ground and close out. This wind's going to be hurting him on this tee shot, a little back in and out of his right. He did not like it. Looks like it's going a little left.
You know, fortunately, if he hit it far enough, there's no water trouble over there. Just probably not the position that he wants to be in. You know, I know this kid a little bit. His miss is typically left. You know William. You work with William some yourself.
Yeah, quite often. So I definitely know. You know, he likes playing that draw. So occasionally it misses a little left, but I think he'll have some opportunity over there.
Now we got Luke Francis from Mortimer Jordan.
All right. Now we're going to move back to hole 10.
All right. Jade Barnett, Britton from Oak Grove, Britton Ackley from Corner, Grayson Brown from Gardendale, and Bryson Peebles from Mortimer Jordan. You know, you got to love technology now, right? Like, in any sport, I was maybe on TV one time in my entire high school or college career playing sports. And, you know, this is great that these players will have a chance to send links or whatnot, review it themselves or send links to their friends and family all over the country or world. This is just an awesome opportunity, and I hope that these players will capitalize on this opportunity to be on Jefcoed TV.
Yeah, I could have never imagined golf being on TV, especially high school golf. So what an opportunity, just coming off of Roy's Masters win. They get their shining moment as well.
That's right. Let's talk about that win yesterday at the Masters.
You know, it didn't seem like anybody wanted to win it at first, and then, you know, Roy really showed perseverance there. Made that double early on the par 3 and came back and, you know, finished strong.
All right, let's take a look at hole number 9 coming up the fairway there. What did you think about DeChambeau not making the cut?
He hurt my master's pool, so, I don't know if I'm going to pick him again. He's banned. I can tell you, maybe I need to give him a bunker lesson. That seemed to plague him this week.
Looks like he's got about a 3-footer there.
Yeah, and we've seen this green on 9 give people some fits around the hole. It's a little bit faster coming back down that hill.
That it is. Firm putt, hopped a little bit on him off the face of the putter. That's never good.
Nope.
So we take a look at coming down the number 9 fairway. 9 is just a beautiful hole. For some of these players, it's a finishing hole today, the ones that started on number 10.
Yeah, we've been seeing players favor that right side a lot of 9. We got a couple coming up now that are a little left, but right's definitely been the shot, and it's understandable. That road can be a little intimidating at times if you stare at it long enough.
All right, we're going to take a quick break, get ourselves together, and we'll be right back. You're looking at Jefcoed TV Golf.
So it depends on, if I give them this.
Who has considered being a teacher?
I just want to say what an amazing profession this is.
So what is number 3?
This teacher cadet program is going to be big time.
My turn.
Well, I think the biggest incentive is the $10,000 in savings.
Did y'all hear that?
So for 9th and 10th grade, they'll be at Centerpoint High School getting experiences in the field, and then they'll also take some foundational courses to teach them how to deal with children. And then for 11th and 12th grade, they'll take their core classes at Centerpoint High School, but all of the teacher prep and the Blazer core classes, they will go to the campus just like a UAB student and take those classes there.
Students who are in the Teacher Academy in their 11th and 12th grade year will come to the UAB campus, and they will be taught by university professors.
147 equals to 100.
They will sit in classes with other university students, so not necessarily just students in the Teacher Academy.
So kids have the autonomy they can use the base 10 blocks.
And the district's going to pay the dual enrollment, so that will save them about $10,000.
You will be a university student as well as a high school student at the same time and get the same experiences.
Let's take a look at the leaderboard. Garrett Neal is hanging on to solo first place at +1. We've had some changes. Tied solo 2 is +3. That's Talon Laird. And tied for 3rd, John Stell, Isaiah Tier. William Osborne is tied for 3rd as well. So pretty bunched up there at 3rd place.
Yep, staying competitive. We've seen some movement. And, again, this wind's picking up, so these last few holes are going to be pivotal to determine the victor.
All right, let's take a look at the girls.
All right. So here with the girls, Ava Payne still hangs on to that lead. Grace Nelson's right on her heels, and you have Jolie Weathers right there at 22 over. It's going to play a lot tougher this next few holes. We're going to see some mistakes, see some things happen, but I think the girls are hanging in there doing a good job. Now it's kick it to Ariel.
Well, guys, you can see a really nice shot here on the fairway on hole 9. You can see a really good one. Stephen Cooper of Gardendale High School, when I was speaking to the coach prior to today, he did mention that, for them, it's about just really slowing down and really having a good mindset. He said earlier on he saw multiple of his golfers just being able to not really control themselves, being frustrated specifically early on. That's what the Gardendale head coach told me prior to this one, but this was a really good shot. You see right now we have someone from Jordan being able to try to get back on the green. But these back nine is really important, though, to be able to move up on the leaderboard. But I did see multiple Gardendale golfers talking to their coach once again, just trying to exhale, and they've done a lot better on that back nine. Chris?
Again, back out live here. Beautiful look at hole number 9. Approach shots there. You know, it's easy to find the trees. You know, when you look at this course, it looks pretty wide open, right? There's not a lot of fescue or anything like that you think that you would have a problem with. But if you don't have the right angle to get out of tree trouble, that could easily turn, you know, a bogey into a double or a triple very quickly.
Absolutely.
All right, here's a look at Gardendale and Mortimer Jordan walking up. Looks like corner. That's number 9 fairway. So what you have to remember is this is a fairly flat course on the front side, right? The front 9 holes. As you get toward the back, a lot of undulation, some water in key places. And so, you know, the front side is really where you want to try to score as much as you can. And, again, a lot of our first groups played this in reverse, so they played the tougher holes first, and they're finishing on the easier holes. So I wouldn't be surprised to see some movement in the top 4 or 5 players.
And you pair that with this new wind we have, and and sort of the adjustments the players are having to make. I definitely think that's why we're seeing some different movements and different scoring. So last few holes for the boys will be pivotal, and the girls certainly have a lot of time left, a lot of movement.
And, you know, we have to give a shout-out to the parents that have taken time out of their day to come see their kids compete. Golf is a very special sport, right? And it takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of parents riding or renting golf carts or walking the course. And so it really is a great time for parents to be out supporting their kids, regardless to the school. So shout out to all the Jefcoed parents, including Jeff Caulfield. Again, we talked about him earlier, who is the assistant superintendent who is out here on the grounds today. Glad to see him. His son Cooper Caulfield is playing.
Yeah, golf, you can't just go watch it after school. Parents have to make sacrifices. Players have to make sacrifices. But, that's also the beauty of the game. It keeps everyone together.
All right, here is the leader. That is Garrett, from Gardendale. Having some issues there in the shade. I've been in that place lots of times. That means that shot went a little bit left on him. And so number 9 fairway. So he's going to have to hit a draw to get back in play to possibly have any approach shot at the green for his third shot.
And he's really going to have to be careful here, Chris, with his footing because, anytime you saw him kind of messing with the lie around it, moving loose impediments, got to be really careful. It's very easy. Watch his right foot. This tends to slip on a shot like this. Let's see if he stays stable. Great job there.
So we're looking at Jace Perkins from corner. Has pretty much an identical shot. Number 9, moving some loose impediments there. One rock in front of your ball could alter the outcome. So let's take a look at this shot. A little high. Looks like he got it back in play. No worse for the wear. Let's have a look at the leaderboard just to kind of refresh your memory of where we are right now. We've had a couple of changes in the last few minutes. You're seeing Garrett Neal play number 9. He's in first, solo first, and then again you've got Talon Laird, who's +3, and then you've got kind of a bottleneck at tied for 3, right? John Stale, Isaiah Tier, and William Osborne, and then solo 6, Brody Mathis. So let's take a look at the girls.
Yeah, the girls had some movement here, Chris. We have I saw it earlier on my phone. It hasn't updated yet, but there is a tie for first in the girls now. Grace Nelson and Ava Payne are now tied, both at 19 over. So that's getting really close, really tight.
That's going to be a shootout. I'm interested. I know that one of the featured players that we haven't talked about a lot is Michael Collins. He struggled a little bit today. He has a few more holes to try to make some progress, make some headway. So we'll see how that goes. Let's go back to 9 fairway as we have a look here. you know, you guys are seeing exactly what we're seeing. You know, obviously, if you can't see the player for the tree, he can't see the green for the tree as well. So he's probably going to have to hit a nice draw, again, from that side to have a look at the green. I don't know if he's going to go for the green or not. Let's have a look.
Yeah, tough shot there. I mean, definitely has that tree to contend with. I got it around the tree.
Okay.
Couldn't. Oh, that ball's on the green. Great shot. Very good shot there. It's pinned high, too, so that'd be a good look at birdie. Yeah.
Right. That was Jace Perkins, who had the same exact shot as Garrett Neal from that stump area over in the woods. Got out of that tree trouble pretty easily.
Yeah, that took a lot of skill. Great shot.
Here's a look at the girls. I should say a group of girls on hole number 18 as they are coming up toward the green.
Yep, there's Christina Richardson in that group, another first tee participant.
How about that? So let's talk a little bit about first tee. You know, we haven't talked a whole lot about it. Who does first tee benefit?
Benefits everyone. You know, it's really an intermediary to the golf, game in general. You know, you're able to grow the game of golf and able to help kids through the game of golf. You know, really instill life skills, and we use golf as that vehicle to take them to those next steps, whether it's on the golf course, off the golf course, in college, in their professional career.
All right, here's hole number 9. Garrett just chipped up to about, what would you say, 12, 15 feet?
Yeah, he's got 12, 15 feet up the hill there. I mean, you know, he's managing a difficult situation, you know. He's playing well and he has a lead, so obviously, you know, trying to take care of those shots we saw in the Masters yesterday. Every shot counts, so you know, continue to be patient and work through your process.
It looks like Nolan Beck from Oak
Wow,
Grove.
that is a great shot from Nolan. Oh,
tight, and this runs by about 4 feet.
Leaves a little tester, you know, a little downhill hook putt there, but you know, great opportunity at par.
We could not have asked for a better day.
No, perfect
here
weather
at Woodward Golf and Country Club. Jefcoed athletes. Hole number 18. Hole number 9. How do you see this ball moving?
Well, you know, it depends. A lot of when you have these uphill putts like this, you got to think about pace. You know, I would think this putt's going to slide a little bit back to his right, but we're going to find out.
I think you're right.
Yep, there it is, sliding back to the right. Didn't quite account for it, but all in all, good speed. Left himself a very makeable putt.
All right. Oh, blows by there. That was from corner.
Yep.
Jace Perkins just slides by him there.
All right.
Now here's our leader, Garrett Neal.
Putting for par. It's a solid putt. Oh, barely burns the edge. Left it a little high, maybe just a touch more pace than he wanted there, but pretty solid putt. Gives himself an opportunity to clean that bogey up. And again, each of these shots matter. It gets closer.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Good putt there. Great up and down there.
Nolan Beck makes his putt from Oak Grove.
Oh, short miss there. You know, those hurt. You know, on the PGA Tour, you definitely they make 99% of those, so those hurt every time you miss them.
Yeah, that was Heath Ward missing that short little putt. It's a heartbreaker. Brody Fitzgerald on the number 9 fairway. Everybody's favoring that left side and having to kind of bail out. You see William Osborne up in front of him there.
I think William likes being on this left side because he loves that draw. Let's see if he can execute this and get it in position. He hits it. He ran out to go see it. right, Garrett Neal cleans up that putt there.
So he's going to drop one stroke there with the bogey.
But on today, where it's hard to score, bogeys won't kill you.
Yeah,
You just have to manage it and continue to progress up that leaderboard.
Yeah, it's the big numbers that kill you, right? The doubles and sometimes triples are worse. And so as long as you're managing par, birdie, or bogey, I mean, you're always going to be in it.
Absolutely.
All right, so this group finishes up number 9, and then we'll have kind of our bottleneck group coming up next on number 9. That's the group of Brody Fitzgerald, Isaiah Tier, William Osborne, and Luke Francis. So trying to see where everybody is by position. I see somebody in the woods over there, a little tree trouble. See a couple of people walking up that way. All right, here's a look at number 9, the group behind. Number 9 is really a scoring opportunity hole, but with this wind play wreaking havoc, it has given people some fits today.
Yep, we're seeing a lot of tree trouble on 9, and then the second shot isn't exactly easy from there. Leave yourself some squirrely putts, so it's costing players shots for sure.
Let's look at William Osborne. I didn't see where his ball ended, walking up the street side there. Walking away from the out of bounds. I'm sure he's happy for that.
Hey, that's the positive. It looks like he's walking more towards the green, so maybe he's up there around there. He was definitely in some tree trouble, but look, him hitting the draw is no issue, so I know he was able to probably work it around. Yep, missed it just short of the green there.
All right, hole number 10.
Looks like they just got done hitting their tee shots.
Hole number 10 is unique. If you look to the right side where that tree is, it kind of drops off there, right? There's not any trouble down there per se, just the cart path and additional trees, but it sure makes it like playing a links course where you have to get over those mounds and get it back into play, and then it's real easy to miss-hit and push it through the fairway to the left side. So it can be kind of tricky if you get down there on that right side of the fairway, but certainly doesn't take you completely out of play.
Absolutely.
All right, so it's 9 fairway, getting out of tree trouble there.
Yeah, great job getting around that tree. Can't see where the ball ended up there, but certainly a good job getting out of trouble, giving himself an opportunity. He was squarely behind the tree, so he definitely had to work probably a little fade in there.
Right, that was Luke Francis from Mortimer Jordan hitting that shot. All right, you have Brody Fitzgerald from Oak Grove. It looks like he is the farthest out, so he'll go first.
Yeah, and these mid-range wedges are tricky, especially when you're below the surface of the green. Tough to get it to grab, but the wind into them should help this shot. Oh, he left it a little fat there. Yep. Those get tricky. You stick the toe in the ground on those, it tends to be prominent miss.
All right. Again, Jefcoed TV.
Up.
And we're going to go back out to number 9 and check out who's there. Chris Osborne, Chief Thomas, and Ariel Schaefer on the call for you today.
Yeah, William had a nice pitch up there. That was pretty good. Got it up there, gave himself. Looks like have a little struggle here on 9. Again, those firm fairways makes that tough, but William put it up there to about 8 feet. Has a good look at that putt.
All right, here's Luke Francis from Mortimer Jordan.
Nice high finish. Let's see where this shot ended. Ooh.
Didn't quite see that one.
Couldn't see it. Maybe he's trying to hit a higher shot. Not exactly sure.
Okay, here's Brody.
And now that was a much better shot. He just left himself a tougher leave, though. He goes behind the hole there. He's going to have a little hook putt down the hill.
Almost dunked it.
Almost dunked it, though. It was a great shot.
Chased away from him. You see William Osborne there. Looks like he's got, what, about a 7-8 footer?
Yep, back up the hill. Pretty good pitch shot. Pretty good management from the trees there.
All right, as we look at this group trying to clean up, Chip, let's take a gamble at our guess at what everybody's putting for here.
Yeah, I mean, to my best knowledge, that this is for par. He's going to have to hit this pretty aggressively back up this hill. But we've seen a lot of bogeys on 9, so 5's not a bad score here.
And I think for Brody, okay, that was actually Isaiah Tier.
Yeah, pretty good putt there.
Yeah, not a bad leave.
That's all you can do. It's had a lot of bogeys. We've seen in the last few groups, we've seen at least 3 or 4 bogeys, so definitely not playing easy.
Clean that up with relative ease. Good job, Mr. Tier. All right, now a downhill putt.
Yeah, this will be a little slippery.
Brody Fitzgerald. Oh, that wasn't Brody. That was Luke Francis.
Pretty good pace there. Played it high, drifted down, left himself a makeable putt.
Luke Francis from Mortimer, Jordan. He'll clean that up. Good job, Mr. Francis. And now the downhill from Mr. Tier, Isaiah Tier from, Brody Fitzgerald from Oak Grove. Downhill putt. Slides by, and still moving.
Yeah, that putt's very slippery. He had a rough hole around the green, but, again, these number 9 has done it to a lot of people, so he's still got a couple holes left. Maybe he can shake off this one. Looks like William has a nice uphill putt here. See how he handles it. Oh,
nice
drained
putt
it center
by William
cut.
Osborne.
Man, was that Kevin Nye? He just early walked it. Couldn't tell if he liked it or not, but center cut.
Good job, Mr. Osborne.
Yeah, it's tough hole there, but hopefully it shakes it off.
All right, so as we take a quick little break, let's take a look at the leaderboard and see what's going on here. All right,
Garrett Neal still with the lead there, still at 1 over. I know he made a bogey, though, so should be at 2 over there, but definitely bunched up leaderboard. Everybody's within two or three shots at this point, so it's going to be a competitive contest. William, we just saw a good par save, and Michael Collins actually made a birdie on the hole before, so everything's getting tight.
All right, and let's take a look at the girls.
All right, so we look at the girls' movement. We have
okay, we'll get to the girls in just a second. But like you said, Cooper Caulfield's moved up too, tied for 8th.
Sure
right?
has.
So, I mean, this Gardendale team is pretty much in control. Let's take a look at the girls' leaderboard before we go back to live action. Ava Payne and Grace Nelson, again, going at it.
And actually, the updated girls' leaderboard, Grace Nelson and Ava Payne are tied at 19 over. So it is very close contest here. And then you also have Jolie Weathers at 26 over. So really close with the girls again. It's playing tough, the wind, the conditions. So I think we're going to continue to see that movement. So the girls are right there with each other.
All right, let's take a quick second and hear from our third in command here, Miss Ariel Schaefer, out on the course.
Well, guys, I got the opportunity to catch up with Isaiah Tier's mom and coach, his mom, Courtney, who's been following him all this afternoon. Tier currently tied for 4th on that leaderboard. Had opportunity to putt for eagle a couple times so far in this tournament, but they said he's playing all right. Maybe not his best game, but they're really proud of his growth. He's only a sophomore. He plays multiple sports, plays hoops as well. Last year, Isaiah tied for the best score of the sectional tournament, where he also was on the all-tournament team. So maybe not his best day, so his mom, Courtney, just told me that he just wants him to breathe. That's what they've been telling him all throughout the day, and hopefully he can finish off these last few holes strong. Chris?
All right, thank you so much for that information, Ariel. Doing a great job as usual. Now we go to fairway of number 9, where our group 10, which is Lard, Jones, Michael Collins, and Jonathan Cope. And let me just tell you who those folks are. Talon Lard is from Corner. Ethan Jones is from Oak Grove, one of the premier players. Michael Collins from Gardendale, and Jonathan Cope from Mortimer Jordan. So we're going to have a chance to look at them.
It's a rare look. We've had someone in the fairway here, so that's a nice clean look on 9.
Yeah, looks to have either a 3-wood or a hybrid in his hand from that distance.
Oh, got a little quick there. Looks like he topped it.
You know, I've been told a straight miss hit is the most underrated shot in golf. I'm a living witness. So
I got a phrase for that. Never belittle a ball in the middle.
I like that. I'm going to remember that.
Yep, it helps.
We couldn't have asked for any more excitement. I mean, the leaders are separated by less than 3 or 4 or 5 strokes and lots of ties. It's bottleneck. This is going to be a photo finish. If
No, that's all you can ask for with golf tournaments. That's what makes the Masters exciting. That's what makes this exciting. Looks like even on 9 we have a little more excitement. Mortimer Jordan players over there looking for his ball down the left.
Yeah, that's Jonathan Cope. Hopefully he'll be able to find it. Again, that's out of bounds. And let's talk about the rules for out of bounds. You have to go back to the spot and re-hit, so you lose stroke and distance. Is that correct?
Correct. And it's the hardest penalty to overcome because you got to basically go hit the shot that hurt you before. You got to do it again. And so it takes a lot of mental fortitude for those players to bounce back in that situation. But they have a lot of experience playing tournament golf, so they're able to do that at a high level.
Here's Talon Lard from Corner, from the center of the fairway. Get it? Corner from the center of the fairway.
Corner from the center. Gotta love it. Oh, right. Very good shot there. Got about 10 feet there for a birdie. All right, is that Trip Collins over there in the right trees?
Okay.
Yeah, it must have been after his layup, so it looks like he's tucked here behind the tree.
If he keeps it low, he has a shot at the green.
He didn't seem to like it.
It's okay, though. I mean, he left it obviously out to the right, but he did make the green from there. That's going to be from where he was about 125, 30 yards.
Yeah, and he hit a pretty good shot, I think. You know, maybe he just had a little higher expectation there. This is a tough shot here over the bunker. Let's see how this ends up.
So, obviously, he didn't have to drop because he didn't go backwards any. Didn't see where that ball ended up.
Yeah, that was a tough shot over that bunker, kind of in between yardage, and had to, land it on the green, let it release.
All right, here's Ethan Jones.
Oak
Grove. Oh, it just gets away from him, chases straight up that hill.
Yeah, he caught it just a touch thin, just like the shot in the fairway, so it rolled by a little bit, but luckily no harm, no foul. He's on the fringe. He can get that back, use that Texas wedge, get it down there towards the hole.
Would you putt going downhill from that length? I mean, I know every golfer is different. You personally, would you putt that, or would you take a chance on chipping that?
Ooh, after I've hit a couple thin ones, I might pull out that putter. Just to go ahead and minimize damage, give myself a chance to maybe get that down and get to the next tee.
It's a great look at just a beautiful, gorgeous day. Blue skies, it's about 80 degrees out here maybe. Let's have a look at the 9th fairway. Again, you're watching Jefcoed TV, Jefcoed Golf Tournament here at beautiful Woodward Golf and Country Club in Bessemer, Alabama.
Oh, he's got the wedge out again.
Okay, 9th green from the side.
Much better contact there.
Or back, I should say. Oh.
That's why he plays and I commentate. What a great chip. I might have pulled out my putter, brings out the wedge again, hits a great one.
All right, Ethan Jones has been one of the premier players in the Jeffcoed structure all year round, right? And so I'm surprised we haven't called his name a little more today, but certainly a very talented young golfer.
Yeah, and he showed that skill there. That wasn't an easy chip shot. He, walked right up there and executed it, so got a chance to make that putt.
All right, that was Jonathan Cope finishing up. Michael Collins got a little work to do here.
Yeah, this will be a nice birdie for him. I know he wants to climb that leaderboard, so let's see if he can knock this down. Left it a little low, but pretty good speed, and ultimately didn't give himself any risk there.
I always say there's nothing better than a tap-in par if you don't make birdie, right? Birdie's great, but you can't blow by it in such a way that you can't achieve par.
Yeah, you don't want to give away strokes on the green. That's when we should be gaining them.
Oh, speaking of just running away, unfortunate for Talon Lard. Ball just pick up speed.
Yep, just ran away from me. We've seen that above the hole today. We've seen that same putt. A few people run it by, so one of those putts you have to be careful with.
Oh, it hopped on him right off the putter
man.
face. Ethan Jones misses that 3-footer.
Ooh. Yeah, again, around the hole here on 9 is getting everyone problems. It's lots of movement to those putts, and again, we've seen some bogeys here. It's not a gimme birdie.
Yeah. Talon Laird, I'm sorry, I've been pronouncing his name wrong, Laird. Disappointed, there obviously, and I'm sure Ethan Jones is too, missing that short one. Let's see if Michael Collins can finish with his par.
Yeah, Michael Collins isn't out of it. He's 5 over. He's got a great chance to, come back and close this tournament out. See if he can make this putt go to the next tee.
All right.
He does, center cut.
That was solid.
Looked like a Gardendale player. Oh, I guess he was finishing up in the hole. Thought he had one more hole left, but
no, they started on 10, and that's it. So a lot of these finishing, a couple of the groups that we saw will be finishing on, some of the other holes. So let's take a look at the high school career of Mr. Ethan Jones.
Wrestling, golf, and football. You might be wondering what these sports have in common. The answer, this guy. Ethan Jones, a senior at Oak Grove High School, stays busy participating in a unique combination of sports.
I got football year-round, and then I'll wrestle from November to hopefully mid-February. That's about when state ends. And then I'll golf from right after wrestling until May.
This sport Ethan's been at for most of his life, getting started when he was just 6 years old. As for wrestling, he picked that sport up in 8th grade. But for golf, it's a different story.
My dad started playing it a couple years ago, and then a couple of buddies of mine started playing. So I was like, I'll go try it out. And I went and played in the summer some, just goofing around. I was like, this is pretty fun.
Fun and challenging, according to Ethan. He took it upon himself to work hard at the sport, and when it was time to show his skills to the coach,
he was like, you're going to be number one. And I was like, okay.
Ethan found success on the course, making it to sectionals. Accomplishments like this, fueled by an impressive work ethic, according to his father, Kevin.
The fire that he has and the want to and the willing to put in the extra time, that's, I don't know, maybe I've got a relative or somebody before me that I don't know about, but I can't take credit for it.
What he can take credit for, teeing up his son's interest in a sport he's grown passionate about. He shares his goals for the golf course and beyond.
Golf, I'd like to qualify for state golfing, because I think last year I came up 2 strokes short, and I think I could qualify for golf.
Chasing big dreams, one swing at a time. For Jefcoed TV, I'm Emma Owen.
I'm Chris Osborne alongside Chip Thomas and Ariel Schaefer, who's out on the course for us. This is just a great day. It's been a great day for Jefcoed, for the players. Let's take a look at the leaderboard. We've got Garrett Neal, who's +1 through 16.
Yep, and Garrett's held that lead the whole time. Never really wavered and only made a few mistakes today. It's really only a couple holes left, so can't wait to get the update and see how he finishes. You've got a couple guys still on the course with a chance to maybe catch him.
Yeah, a couple of guys that could possibly change the tables here. Let's take a look at the girls real quick.
And here the girls, I have the updated leaderboard on my phone, but Grace Nelson has taken the lead. She's at 19 over, and Ava Payne is at 20 over. So that's been some movement there in the last few holes. So the girls is definitely fluid and continuing to progress there.
So, Chip, again, you are the new executive director. Congratulations of First Tee program. You give a lot of instructions to kids and adults around the golf area. You're from Louisiana. You've been around the game for a long time. Played at Grambling, correct?
That is correct.
And so you are engrossed in this game, and you're seeing the future. What are you seeing for the future of golf, especially in this area?
Well, the exciting part is the growth of the game. You're seeing simulators, you're seeing video games, YouTube, and what I'm finding is everyone wants to play. You look at Instagram, look at YouTube, it's golf is very popular, so I'm excited to see that and what it holds for the future.
All right, thanks so much. This is a historic golf course. Let's find out a little bit more about Woodward Golf Course and the growth of the game.
It's the oldest golf course still in its original location. We were founded in 1916 by Rick Woodward, the same guy that founded Rookwood Baseball Field. Highland Park is the oldest golf course. It was in 1903 was when Highland Park was founded. It's the original Birmingham Country Club location. But Birmingham Country Club is technically the oldest, but it's moved 3 times. We're the oldest club still in its original location. So this is A.H. Rick Woodward, the founder of Woodward Golf Club. I'm not sure when this picture was taken, but that's him there. He was owner of Woodward Iron. It was actually designed for Rick Woodward, the executives at Woodward Iron that was in the trees over there. If you walk in those trees over there, you'll run into railroad tracks and foundations from the old Woodward Iron Company. And it was for his executives. In '76, they brought the interstate through and they moved the clubhouse. The clubhouse used to be over behind number 2, and now it's where it's located now. He brought the Rookwood Baseball Field. He built that. It's actually named after him, Rick Woodward. Brought the Barons to Birmingham. He actually used to warm up the pitchers in the bullpens before the games. He was a big sporting guy. So it's a traditional golf course. There's a lot of trees, tree lines every fairway. The key to this golf course is to get off the tee, find the fairway off the tee. That's one of the main ways to score here. You want to make sure you advance it down the fairway so you have a shot at making birdie with your approach shot. And we're trying to grow the game. We're in Bessemer, Alabama, and we just want more people from Bessemer, Alabama to play our golf course. I think we're achieving that goal through the First Tee program and then just getting the word out with making sure everybody who walks through the door feels welcome. No matter who they are or where they come from, what their background is, we want them to know that they're welcome to play golf at Woodward Golf Club, and we want them to come back. We want them to return customers and to be able to introduce it to people who would never normally have that chance. We have some high school golf around here. We have a few of the schools that play here, and it's growing that way. We allow them to play and practice out here for free. We don't charge them to play and practice here as a way to get them to come out to the course. We want them, when the season's over, to still continue to come out and play. That's one of the ways we're trying to do that. We've been here 110 years, and I think that's something, it's longevity. I hope it's here another time. I hope when I'm long gone, it's still here.
What an interesting piece of history about this sacred ground that we're on right now. Lots of stories about Woodward Golf Course. And, if you're wondering why you're not seeing golf right now, is because we could be in for a 3-way tie on the boys' side, which would mean a playoff. How exciting is that for our first broadcast on Jefcoed?
Yeah, Garrett had an interesting hole. He had an 8, and he brought everyone back into the fold here. So we have updated scores here. We got potential 3-way playoff, and maybe maybe even more. You think about Brody Mathis hasn't had his scores updated, so we don't know what's completely going on, so stay tuned.
So if you're talking about Talon Laird, he's already finished. He's in the clubhouse, right? What are those nerves like? I'm sure you've been in a situation like this. What are those nerves like, knowing that you might have to come back out and play another couple of holes?
Yeah, in his situation, you got multiple ways you can attack it. You want to stay ready, stay prepared. You certainly are hoping that one of these guys doesn't make a birdie. That's the first thing. And then the second thing is trying to stay sharp, anticipating and just sort of preparing yourself for a playoff so you don't let off the gas. You don't want to wish them a bogey, but you got to stay sharp yourself.
So before we go to the next thing, talk about if somebody does make a birdie. What are the scenarios here for those top 3 players? 1 finished, 2 still playing.
Well, you get someone who makes a birdie, it looks like that'll be a win. We still don't have Brody scores confirmed, but if someone birdies that final hole, that's a victory. So it would be a good close.
All right, so now's a great time for us. Then we've talked about a lot of their players, but let's hear from the Oak Grove team.
Yeah, our team as a whole, we do have some new players, do have some returning players, but I've got a senior, Ethan Jones, who's kind of Mr. Everything at Oak Grove, a heck of a football player, an incredible wrestler, and he's really come a long way on the golf course as well. Right now he's playing as my one, so he's really done really well. And what I love about my team is their attitude and wanting to practice and get better. They really put in the effort and the time, even though it's hard to get to the golf course. Some days we can't. We do have a simulator at the school that we hit on, and especially when it's cold and the times we can't get to the course. So we are getting that time in, and that's, the kids enjoy it. They ask to go hit on the simulator when we're not at the school, and evenings, hey coach, can you meet us up there and let's go practice? So it's been a good thing. And then our girls, we have a good girls team this year. Like I said, my daughter just committed to Jeff State. She's a junior this year, so she's got 1 more year of high school golf, but we're looking forward to that and seeing her blossom there. My son, now 3 years ago now, he was the first in a long time, and all that I've ever known, that has gone to play college golf, and that has grown our team. We had some baseball guys come over, and I've had now 4 guys in the last 3 years play junior college golf, which I think is outstanding. And it does, it breeds excitement.
So Oak Grove, an interesting team there. They've got 2 great players in Ethan Jones and Grace Nelson. And let's talk a little bit about Grace Nelson. She's been very solid
Grace
today.
Nelson's played really well. She started off, she wasn't in the lead, and now she has taken a commanding lead. She actually has a 3-shot lead through 15 holes. So the girls only have a few holes left to play, and she's got a 3-shot lead. So definitely some ground to make up for the others.
Right, and if you're looking at the leaderboard here and you're saying that that's not what you're seeing, it takes a minute for it to update. So let's go to the boys. We know that there is a current 3-way tie with the boys.
Yes, with the boys, there's a potential for a playoff. Really with Williams in there, you have Tier in there, and then you have Talon Laird in there. So looks like it's and actually we just haven't updated here. Looks like William and Talon Laird are in for a playoff, so I guess Isaiah Tier must have bogeyed that final hole. So going to be very tight. Can't wait to look for this playoff.
How exciting is it for this to come to a playoff? The first time Jefcoed broadcast golf, and all of a sudden there's a playoff. And guys, I'll just be real honest. I'm super excited. I am William's father. Of course, no bias here. This is a broadcast for all Jefcoed students. But as a dad broadcasting, watching his son play for the first place positions, very exciting. So I wish both these young men, as they enter into a playoff, the best. And so with that, Chip, we'll take a quick break and we'll be back.
Sounds good.
All right, welcome back to Woodward Golf and Country Club here in Bessemer, Alabama. You're watching Jefcoed TV, and it is the golf championship for Jefcoed County Schools. I'm Chris Osborne alongside Chip Thomas and Ariel Schaefer, who is on the links. And, man, this is exciting. I mean, look at these kids out here. It's been a full day, and now we come down to what is going to be an apparent playoff between 2, possibly 3 players, but we know 2 for sure. And let's talk about the format for playoffs. It'll be played on number 1.
Even a birdie, but simple hole, a nice hole to start a playoff on, not too nervous.
So number 9, a little bit trickier, right? You've got out of bounds to your left, right? You got tree trouble to your left and to your right. So how do you play this hole if you are trying to calm nerves and stay in the groove and win this thing?
Well, you certainly you got 2 schools of thought. You can be first and put pressure on your opponent. You can go second and manage it from there. The biggest thing is getting the ball in play first and making sure that that other person doesn't get any freebies. Don't give them anything.
So as we prepare for this playoff, again, you're having a look at number 9 there. Number 9 green has provided a little bit of a challenge and even some problems for some golfers. The wind whipping around, swirling. What would you say? 20-mile-per-hour wind, 15-mile-per-hour wind?
Definitely 15 to 20 right now.
And so that could influence a lot of how these 2 holes, 1 if needed, 9 if needed, how those holes are played. You're looking at the flag there. We're going to take a look at a team that we haven't talked a lot about. They were really, really good last year, and I know they're rebuilding this year. But let's hear from the Mortimer Jordan team.
This is my first year with Jordan. It's a lot of new guys and girls joining golf. They love golf. They want to be out there playing, and they like practicing. They like competing, and they're just wanting to get better.
I play basketball, and so that's a very non-stop sport. You're always moving, and then golf's just kind of relaxing. I enjoy being out here, and it's just kind of calm. It's calming.
But I think the main thing that gets high schoolers to play golf is having someone to show them that it's not this it's not just for rich people, you don't have to be rich to play golf. So giving them the opportunity and letting them get out there and compete, it's not an easy sport, so that also kind of draws them in because they like being challenged, they like overcoming challenges.
I don't like to lose. I would love to come out here and win, but my goal is just to get better myself because I haven't been playing the greatest, but I just like to get better on my own. This is my first year on the school team because last year I was going to play, but I just wasn't good enough. But then I realized that I should have played last year. And I'd say just keep putting in the work and just play your game, and don't let the people around you, depending on how good they are and stuff, don't let them affect if you play or not. Just play yourself.
And you heard it from the Mortimer Jordan Blue Devils. Now we're taking a look at the number 1 tee box here. And again, let's analyze what these players are going to be looking at. There's the green, number 1 green, generous green. How do you play it?
Well, you're looking at where the hole location is too. Ideally you'd give yourself a nice uphill putt here. The fun part about starting a playoff on number 1, if they have to face there, generous tee shot, you can get the ball in play, and even if you don't, you have an opportunity to still score. So it's definitely imperative they get off to a good start here.
I can tell you for the number 1 green, it tends to slope right to left a little. And if you get off the back side, it can cause a little trouble for you. So, are you aggressive? Are you pin seeking here? Or are you just trying to get it to the meaty part of the green, so to speak, and get away with a 2-putt if you have to.
Well, anytime it's sudden death, you have to go for the win. You know, I don't think that you want to be passive in these situations, but at the same time, you're staying within yourself. So the main thing is giving yourself a looks. Don't give any freebies. You don't give the hole away. Certainly not putting yourself in position to make bogey. Give yourself an opportunity for that birdie. Keep pressure on your opponent.
You know, I think I'm probably more nervous in this moment than the kids are. I've seen a couple of people just running around that are waiting on the playoff. I'd probably be somewhere wringing my hands, but these kids are resilient. They walk the whole course, in case you didn't know at home. So these kids are toting, golf bag weighing 15, 20 pounds maybe with clubs fully loaded?
Oh, easily. And you think about walking 18 holes, that's around 1,500 calories for the time period they're out here, especially with hills and their hydration needs. So it's pretty taxing. You don't feel good after walking 18 holes, but they got to do a little more today.
So we hope they're taking a break. We'll take a break with them. You're watching Jefcoed TV.
Sounds good.
Welcome back to Jefcoed TV, beautiful Woodward Golf and Country Club in Bessemer, Alabama. I'm Chris Osborne alongside my colleague here, Chip Thomas and Ariel Schaefer, your team on the broadcast side. This is probably one of the most exciting golf matches that we could have for our first Jefcoed golf broadcast. What do you think, Chip?
Well, anytime. Like I said, Masters was this week, and then we get another exciting finish. You love the close. It was up and down. Garrett Neal led majority of the tournament. Then it flip-flops at the end. Now we have a playoff, and looking forward to seeing some exciting golf to finish.
There's no pressure for us, but look at this guy over our shoulder right here. There. Yeah, yep. That's Mr. Huddleston. Say hello. Wave, Mr. Huddleston. Mr. Huddleston is our boss, and he makes this possible. Thank you so much for everything you do, John Huddleston, for Jefcoed TV. And so no pressure that our boss is like looking over our shoulders here, guys. But let's take a break and let's and we got Rocket back here who's making all this technical stuff go, along with our small army of Jefcoed TV folks. So thank you all for all the hard work that you're doing. But let's take a look at the leaderboard and get back to golf here. It's about to get real interesting. All right, so we have pretty much all the boys finished except for one group. And what are you seeing here?
Well, I mean, Brody Mathis still has a chance. He's still got a couple holes left, so you never know. You could definitely close and maybe get a couple birdies and get back in it. But Talon Laird and William Osborne, I think it's imminent that there's going to be a playoff, so looking forward to it.
Right. And again, any particular rules or how a playoff works for people at home that may not be that familiar with golf?
Well, it's sudden death, so you're going to go play the first hole here at Woodward, and you're going to play that first hole, and you're going to see who gets the lowest score. So, if you get beat this hole, you're going home.
All right, and so if they both make pars, then you go to number 9, right? If they both make birdie, go to number 9, and then number 9. So what happens if they tie number 1 and number 9?
It's going to go on repeat. This will not end. This will continue to go until someone wins and someone loses. So, I don't mind extra golf. Why not?
Hey, how about it? And I'll tell you what, last year we talked about Mortimer Jordan having such a strong team, but Gardendale actually pulled out the win last year as a team, and this year they're pretty strong. Like they've got a couple of juniors now that are coming back, no seniors on the team, so their future looks bright. Let's hear from the Gardendale team.
Sure, we got a pretty solid team. We got 5 players in the starting lineup that can shoot anywhere between 75 and 85 consistently, an occasional off day here or there. They're pretty solid group around the start. 3 sophomores and 2 juniors, and so this year and next year looks pretty solid for us.
We've had a few matches, and I think we've won all of them, so we've had a pretty good season this far.
Our team's looking pretty solid for this being like our first year. We have no seniors. Me and my teammate Michael, we're only upperclassmen, but after our first tournament, we got 3rd place at the Musgrove tournament, or the Jasper Invite, and I mean, we played pretty solid.
With golf, you really play the course when you play their teams anyhow. So if we can sit there and just go out and play our game and go out there and focus on us in the course, our next shot, we have a chance. I mean, it's a pretty competitive county tournament. There's going to be 2 or 3 other teams out there that's got a chance to do something, but we have 5 guys that's pretty solid, and any one of them can go low. As long as we're just really consistent and play our game, we should have a chance in the end.
But I'm hoping this year that we could continue to win again and keep playing well. And golf isn't always about trying to shoot the lowest score. I mean, just going out there and having fun with your friends. I mean, it's a game for everybody. I know it can be sometimes can be expensive, but that doesn't mean, you know, don't go out there and play it. You know, I mean, you can go to a driving range with your friends or go play around at, you know, Mountain View for just a few bucks, and y'all can just go out there and have a good time.
Our team, I mean, we've played Woodward multiple times, but it's a pretty standard course. I think we'll do fine. Just keep it in the fairways, putt better. I mean, don't do dumb mistakes. I mean, I think we'll be fine together as a team. Probably shoot pretty low.
Focus on what you can do, not really focus on what's going on around you. I think it's definitely like if you can get in the zone and just focus on the next shot, then I think, you know, that takes some of the pressure off of it.
It'll be broadcast out where their friends can see, their family can see when they're playing. Some of their family members never come see a golf round, so they can see this live. Such a great opportunity for the school to be broadcast out there. Because Cardinal Golf has no real visible footprint out there. The players don't have that visible footprint, and so this is a great opportunity and it's a great broadcast with these guys doing this for us today. And it gives our players a chance to actually really be on TV and get some video of themselves playing so they can use this later on for themselves as they prepare for college.
Welcome back to Woodward Country Club here in Bessemer, Alabama. You're watching Jefcoed Golf here, and Chris Osborne alongside Chip Thomas, and we're going to take a break and go to Ariel, let me say her name correct, Schaefer, who's on the course. Ariel?
Well, you know, guys, one of the best parts about being a part of Jefcoed TV is that we get to spotlight a multitude of athletes. And when you think about the Fultondale boys program that is golfing today, they have 3 guys, but it's a newer program. They're trying to start it off after they took a break, about an 18-year hiatus. But one of the best parts about the Fultondale athletes competing today is that there are multiple sports athletes, and specifically Brody Mathis, who's doing top 10 right now on that leaderboard. He is a phenomenal baseball player, one of the best in the area for Fultondale. He's a really good behind the plate as a catcher, but also really solid in infield. Could be a jack of all trades, going from first to second base, but he's done really well today. He's really new to the game of golf, but the fact that he was able to place right now within the top 10, pretty solid when you're thinking about growing the game of golf at Fultondale High School. Once again, it's a newer program trying to start it off, but I think programs and what we're doing right here on Jefcoed TV is really important when you're trying to grow the game, not just for the boys side, but also for the girls side. So just want to share a little bit of nugget. We have a lot of athletes today that play a multitude of sports. A couple of kids from McAdory actually played soccer too. So they played a soccer game a couple of days ago. Now they're out here on the golf course. So Chris, a lot of fun, a lot of great stories as we're waiting for possibly a couple playoffs with the guys side. Chris?
Ariel, thank you so much. Always just a wealth of information. So as you're taking a look here, there's still several girls groups that are finishing up here on the course, and I think that one of our boys players, a group of boys players, is behind, and so that's what we're waiting on for that group to finish, and then that will solidify who will be in the playoff.
Correct.
Beautiful look, lots of parental support here today. Folks coming out watching their kids. What a great day to be outside. Have you had a better office on a Monday like this, Chip?
I can't imagine an office like this. You know, that's why you get into golf. You love these things. You love having an office that's outside. You get the air, you get the flow.
So we're going to take a break right here on Jefcoed. We'll be right back. Stay with us. Golf and Country Club. Chris Osborne here with Chip Thomas. Ariel Schaefer is on the course. Let's take a look at this leaderboard. We are headed toward a playoff as the girls are finishing up on several holes. Let's talk about the playoff.
Yeah, the playoff's imminent. I mean, you know, unless really Brody, which he could birdie, get a hole out or something. It's imminent, so we're definitely going to have that. They're going to go off on 1, and then if there's another hole, they'll play 9. So it's going to be exciting. Definitely going to have some fireworks in this playoff.
So Brody Mathis right now currently through 16 holes is at +7. You've got William Osborne and Talon Lard. Am I saying that right?
Laird.
Laird,
Yep.
thank you.
Talon Laird.
I know somebody named Dave Baird, and so I'm telling Laird.
Yep.
They are at +4, right? They are certainly headed to the playoff, as you mentioned. It'll be interesting. Holes number 1, and if needed, number 9, and then if needed, hole 1, 9 again.
Yep.
So that's going to happen. And so what we're going to do is we're going to step away, and when we come back, we'll have the playoff for you. You're watching Jefcoed TV. Stay with us. All right, welcome back to beautiful Woodward Golf and Country Club, where we are on our way, I should say, to a playoff in the boys division for not only individual play, Chip, but also for team.
High stakes here. You know, William Osborne made a clutch birdie on 9, and you know, obviously it's a 3-person playoff, but it's really team implications and individual. Corners going for their team and individual. So is Garden to his first hole.
Baird off the tee, just down the right side.
Looks pretty good.
Doesn't look like any trouble. Just so you know, he's playing for his individual and the team, a share of the team. And William is playing for individual, and Michael Collins is playing for the team, Gardendale. So 3 different players, a couple of different things on the line here. William with a great shot
Looks
right
really
down the
good,
middle.
right down the pipe. Now Trip Collins representing the team, representing Gardendale. Trip with another good drive as well.
All right, and we're off. First hole of the playoff. Just in case you don't know, we'll reiterate what's going on. So there are 2 playoffs going on. There's a team playoff between Corner and Gardendale. There are individual playoffs between William Osborne of Gardendale and Talon Baird from Corner. And so this is the first hole. You see all of the students and parents walking with them. This is super exciting. If they happen to tie on the first hole, then they will go to hole number 9. And if they tie on 9, then they will rinse and repeat, if you will.
And quite a gallery. You know, it's always fun. You know, I've seen this in U.S. Juniors and U.S. AMs that I've been a part of. You know, you get that nice walking crowd. It's reminiscent of Tiger at the 2019-2018 Tour Championship. It brings that vibe. Really fun.
So let's take a look at hole number 1 via drone. So you just saw them tee off, and you know, no real trouble here unless you get into tree trouble. It's a par 4. Hole number 1 plays about 395. The key is to be in the middle because there's a slight dog leg left, right? So you want to be in middle with that pin position right in the middle of the green.
Yeah, you know, and that's why players tend to favor the right side. We saw that on these tee shots, but all 3 good tee shots, so it's going to make for an exciting finish here.
And we're going to take a look as they approach their balls. Let's take an aerial view of number 9 in case number 9 comes into play. Number 9, a little bit more of a challenging hole. Number 9, a little bit tricky. You have to hit kind of a cut if you're a right-hander or so here's the par 5, number 9. Again, a cut if you're a right-hander and a draw if you're left-handed. So
Yeah, number 9, we've seen a lot of people favor that left side. It gives you a little bit more breathing room if you make an error versus the right side tends to block you out, makes it a layup a little tougher. But we've seen birdies on number 9. We've also seen bogeys. So if it comes down to number 9, we'll definitely have a really impactful finish. Very exciting.
And the thing about number 9, you can't be too aggressive because you got out of bounds the length of that hole. You see the white fence there. So certainly you just got to play what the course gives you.
Yes, that white fence isn't very tall, so you don't want to hit that ball left.
All right, we go live now. Again, the gallery following these players. Got for Gardendale, Michael Collins playing for the team portion of the playoff. William Osborne playing for Gardendale's individual portion of the playoff. And then you have Talon Baird, who's playing for corner for both the individual and the team.
Yeah, and Talon Laird looks to be away. It looks like he actually may have clipped a tree there, so he's actually a little further out than we thought. Looks like Tripp and William Osborne are up there a little bit further, so a little bit of trouble here off the tee. He's going to have to, looks like he's going to have to punch out. Not sure he has much of a fall through here, guys, but he's rehearsing, in these situations, it gets tough. It's tough to take your medicine because that tree's dead in the way, so it's not easy just to chip sideways. He's going to have to take an abbreviated fall through, and this oftentimes leads to missed contact. So we'll see if he can develop that confidence, do a couple rehearsals to find that swing length. All right, looks to have gotten it back into play, guys. Pretty good punch out there. Nice abbreviated fall through, made contact, got it back in play. He's going to give himself a chance to hopefully get this up and down.
All right, so what's the strategy here? If you're both Collins and Osborne, what is the strategy here to close this thing out?
Well, this is where it gets tricky. A lot of times, and Rory alluded to it yesterday, you do not want to get too conservative in major championships, and certainly when you're in a playoff, you don't want to be too conservative. Even though right now you might have an advantage, you still have to hit another shot. You got to get on the green. You got to give yourself a chance. You certainly don't want to open that door, so you got to go for the jugular, be aggressive, and see if you can't finish the tournament off. I think William having a shorter club in his hands, I don't see why he would be tentative in this situation. I think he's going to be aggressive and not go for the pin, but put it up on the green, give himself an opportunity at birdie.
You see the wind whipping his shirt there. Obviously, the wind a little bit of a factor here. Looks like maybe a helping wind.
It's a little bit helping. He's done a lot better with these short clubs, Chris. I think he'll hit a nice little draw here. I think this is a good yardage for him. Can't be more than about 130, 40 yards. So I think he'll like this shot. Oh, look at that! He hit the abbreviated knockdown. That looked good. Yeah, that's the shot we've been working on. I love that. Look how tidy that is. Knockdown iron shot right by the hole.
Great job. And great job to you, Coach. For those of you who don't know, Chip gives a lot of these Jefferson County players. There's Collins.
Tripp looked to do the same thing. A little knockdown wedge here.
Chip Thomas, influential in a lot of successful golfers here.
Ooh, Tripp may hit a little too hard there.
Yeah, just rolled off. So I'm giving you your props, man. We can see through not just my son, but a lot of these young golfers in Jefferson County and surrounding areas, the work that you put in. Again, you with First Tee as executive director. Glad to have you on board for this broadcast. You're watching Jefcoed, the playoff, first ever broadcast of Jefcoed Golf, the championship, and we have really a four-way playoff, but it's a two-way. It's for the team division between Corner and Gardendale, and then the individual also between Corner and Gardendale.
And it's gotten interesting, with Tripp hitting that ball slightly past the green. The team is definitely up for debate, and then William, really put some pressure there on Laird because he put it pretty close to the hole for birdie. So anything can happen. Stay tuned. It's going to be good.
All right, let's go to the green and have a look at these players sizing up these putts, and at least a couple of chips off the green here for Baird.
Yep, Laird went over the green. He chips it back up, and really nice chip there.
Very solid. So if you're following, a birdie could win it for the individual. Here's Chip, or Trip, I should say.
Yep, Trip with his chip. For those of you who don't know, Michael Collins, we call him Trip.
Did not roll out as much as he probably had hoped it would. Still got to look at it for par.
Yep, still got a good look. I believe he's going to be putting first, actually. I think William may be inside of him, so I think Tripp. And here's where, good team play happens, He can, give William a good read here. You give him a little teach. So good job by Tripp taking his time, looking back there. Lots on the line on these couple putts here. And we haven't gotten to see a ton of putts on number 1, so this will be fun to watch. Most of the putts we've gotten to see have been underneath the hole. These are the first few that we've seen above the hole, so curious to see how these players make the adjustment. Yep, looks like Tripp is up first. Played it outside. Did he get it there? He didn't. It was a little short, little right.
So bogey there. William putting for birdie, just so we update you on what's going on. If the player, Mr. Baird from Corner, makes his par putt, then Corner would win the team competition. William Osborne and Baird are also playing for the individual competition.
All right, William just got a good read. He hits it. Oh, centered it. Big putt by William. He did the Kevin Na again. That's the second time today. He knew he hit it in the hole. So great putt by William there.
So that's a birdie for William, and that seals the individual.
Correct, the individual. But this putt has a lot of weight because if he makes this, see what happens in the team play here. Oh, no. Oh, misses it on the high side there.
So for the team, we will go to number 9 and play number 9 for the team title.
That is correct.
William Osborne clinches the individual title with a birdie on number 1.
Mm-hmm.
And for the team,
yeah, for the team, it's going to be down the Trip and Mr. Laird yet again. They got to go over to 9. And, if you go back to regulation, both players, you had a good 9th hole. And so we'll see how this goes. Both players had opportunities at birdies on 9. So looking forward to this close here. William's very happy. Look at his mom there, and look at Coach Collins coming over.
Moms get all the credit.
Always do. They always happen to be there at the right time,
Yeah, you know what? Well, take this, Mom. I'm on the broadcast. Congratulations, son.
Yeah, we got the camera shot. You didn't get that.
Number 9 is a dogleg, par 5, dogleg right. Chip, tell us the keys to playing this hole, but one more time, if you would.
Well, again, you really want to favor the left side because even if you pull it a little bit, it gives you a better opportunity. But there is OB left, and we see most players are favoring that left side. We have not seen many players miss it to the right here. But really, down the left side is out of bounds the entire way, and it's a great birdie opportunity if you can get a tee shot and put it down here by the green. But obviously, you get too greedy on that second shot and pull it. That out-of-bounds fence is not very tall, very easy to hit in the road. But maybe that's how a player like myself might think about my own game, my nasty pull hooks.
So here we go. Buckle your seatbelts, ladies and gentlemen, right here on Jefcoed Golf Championship. Lots of our county schools in this thing. This has been a wonderful day here at Woodward Golf and Country Club. Beautiful weather, obviously great company here with our broadcast team, Chris Osborne, Chip Thomas, and Ariel Schaefer on the call for you guys. This has just been absolutely great, and it comes down to a final hole.
Yeah, and just when we thought it's been over several times today. Neil had a great lead earlier in the day, and then you see William come back with a birdie on 9, able to force a playoff, and even in the playoff there's drama, and then we get more drama, extra holes, just never ending.
Right, and what about the comeback here? That tee shot for Taylor Baird a little to the left, I think, as most players have hit. Now we see Michael Collins come up for his tee shot, and that's what I was alluding to. Michael Collins had a really rough day in individual, but here he is now trying to anchor his team.
Oh, he doesn't like it. Looks like he might have pulled it a little bit. And he did. He pulled it a little bit. You know, we've seen players in this spot all day.
Yeah.
Again, that's just, you know, where you tend to favor. William actually birdied it from there earlier. Actually, that exact same spot William birdied it from earlier today. So we'll see if his Gardendale teammate can do the same thing.
Here's William coming to give him some support.
That's always big. You love to see in team play that leadership and camaraderie. You know, these guys are good friends. They play, you know, whether it's team or whether it's, you know, even outside of high school golf. And so growing up together, seeing them, you know, fellowship, that's good to see for the game.
Yeah, I mean, these two have played everything from t-ball at 4 years old to wrestling to golf to baseball. Good friends, and they both have kind of settled in on golf. You know, it's just nice to see that kind of camaraderie.
Yeah, showing that diversity in golf with multiple sports. You know, in my time, golfers weren't doing that. So I don't know if I saw a wrestler and a golfer combo. That's a little different.
Well, Coach Collins, the Gardendale golf coach, was a state champion wrestling coach for years, right? With Bragg Middle and then with the high school. And so it was natural for his son to wrestle, and he encouraged William to give it a try, and William was pretty successful, but they have a great wrestling team, and there were lots of kids who've been wrestling for years that were in the same weight class. And so I think you know, a couple of these kids made the decision that maybe golf is for me. And and as you're seeing today, it looks like they made the right choice.
Definitely. I mean, the way they can score on this difficult golf course, you got to give them credit for picking golf.
All right, so now we are looking at these second shots. Got to be cautious here. Just want to get something. If you can't get it to the green, get it where you can set up an approach shot. I could possibly see this hole being decided with a bogey.
It easily can because, you know, both players, nobody's in the mayor's office. You know, they say when you miss a tee shot, you're in the janitor's office. When you hit it down the middle, you're in the mayor's office. And, you know, they're going to have to hit some shots out of trouble here and manage, you know, the situation. So it's going to come down to a little bit of intelligence, a little bit of instinct here. You know, there's going to be no gimmies on this final hole. Looks like Tripp is a little further down than Laird, so he's you know, maybe got a little bit more trouble. He's also driven it farther, so maybe got a little advantage there where he's able to hit it under a tree and run it up and not have to take on as much risk. We'll see. And where Laird is, the positive is that he's not directly behind the tree. You know, if it's me, I think he has the easier shot, especially if he can draw this ball. This is an easier shot for him. Should be able to take a little bit more club, be a little more aggressive. Let's see what he has in store. Doesn't look like he has too long of an iron, though. Not much more than about an 8-iron, looks to me. He set up a little right for the draw. Oh, he clipped a tree. Do we have a visual? There it is right there. So he was able to actually push it down a little further. He clipped a tree, but it's in a great spot. He's right underneath the green. That's a good spot to pitch from. We'll see what Tripp is able to do over there on the left. He's quite a bit closer, probably drove it about another 30 yards, but has definitely more trouble. He's got a fairway wood.
Sounded clean off the face.
I do not see. There's the ball right there. Okay. He's in position. Similar pitch a little further back. You know, certainly difficult with this pin position today, but both players have shown, you know, good opportunities, and I think they can hit these close. I want to see a little bit more excitement, so let's get some birdies on this final hole.
So for you personally, when you play, would you rather have a full wedge in from the position that Tripp is, or Michael Collins, we should call him, is in, or would you rather have a shot that you might have to improvise a little bit just off the edge of the green?
I would rather be off the edge of the green versus having Michael's shot, because Michael's shot's particularly difficult. I mean, that's that 50, 60-yard wedge shot. That's, statistically one of the hardest distances to hit it close. So definitely rather have that pitch than, that short wedge shot. But, again, you're into the wind a little bit, and you got a little green to work with, so it's not impossible.
And if we can bring up we haven't talked a little bit because we're in the playoffs. Let's bring up the scoreboard for the ladies, who have now pretty much finished. We had kind of a barn burner there between Ava Payne and Grace Nelson. That was a really interesting match to watch, and so I think
it was. And Grace, she ended up winning. She won at 21 over. And Ava Payne came in second, and Jolie Weathers came in third. Jolie and Ava both tied for second at actually 27 over. So great playing by the girls in tough conditions, and big moment.
All right, back out here to live action. Looks like Michael Collins would have, let's see, 110 yards maybe?
No, I think he's a little closer. He's probably in that neighborhood of about 70 or 80, and he's, he had a good wedge shot earlier today on this hole, narrowly missed a putt, so let's see what he does here. Another one of those flighted wedges. Oh, that looks pretty good. And he indeed hit a pretty good shot. He's got about 9 feet up the hill, a little slider. Let's see if he can knock that down for birdie. Pressure's back on Mr. Laird here. Boy, he really nipped that. That was good technique. Clipped it right off the top of the grass. He's got a downhill right to lefter, so he certainly has a challenging putt, but really good shot under the conditions. I believe it's a little closer than Michael Collins, so Michael will have to step up there and execute that putt.
Who needs the Masters? We've got Jefcoed Golf. This is exciting for these kids. I mean, you just got to be excited for this opportunity for them to go back and look at this. And, again, parents and family from all over tuning in or watching the replay. And it comes down to this. Both gentlemen putting for birdie for team titles. Gardendale on one side, Corner on the other.
Yeah, and, the interesting part about this, Michael had a putt similar to this earlier. It was a little bit longer and probably a little bit more past the hole, so he should have a good knowledge of what this putt's doing. He understands that he missed it in regulation a little bit low, a little bit to the right, so I think he'll be able to make that adjustment. But it looks like Laird is actually a little bit further away. He's going to go first here. Really nice putter set up there. Very relaxed arms. Oh, left it a little low and left.
Okay, so he'll mark that, and he'll be putting for par.
So Michael Collins has an opportunity to get Gardendale the victory and seal it.
If Gardendale pulls this out, this would be the second year in a row for Gardendale to win the Jefferson County Championship.
Again, a slider. He's had a putt like this in regulation. Let's see if he can take care of it. Very good putter setup again. Rolls it. Oh!
Just passed.
He's got a little steam on it. He's actually outside of Laird now. So he hasn't lost his turn. So now it could come down to a short putt.
Both gentlemen putting for par. A par for both means they go to hole number 1 again. A par and a bogey means somebody goes home with a trophy.
Back up the hill, a little right to left. Really good ball position there by Michael. Drained it. Great putt.
So a little pressure off Michael Collins for Gardendale.
He gets to take a breath, but not for long because, Laird's up again. He recovered well on one. Let's see if he can recover here.
Laird has been very solid.
And again, drained it again.
And so we go back to 1 for the team title. Tell you what, as they get back to number 1, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. All right, back to live action here at Woodward for the team playoff corner. Taylon Laird up first.
Oh, he's got the quick tee pickup, so great tee shot there. Much better than in the first playoff hole.
Okay, this is hole number 1. Michael Collins for Gardendale, representing Gardendale Rocket team. Corner Yellow Jackets, the other team.
Michael's got a little more pop, so let's see if he can put this down the fairway and put some pressure back on Laird. Very aggressive swing.
Just needs to stay away from that left side. Oh, I think it might have taken a bad hop toward the trees.
It definitely did. He missed it a little left, and he knew it.
So again, the gallery following them down in carts and walking. Very Regions tradition and esque, and some of these great tournament finishes that we've seen over the years.
So Jeff, when they get on the green, you don't have earbuds.
It's going to be interesting to see what Michael has to deal with up there. You know, if that ball's significantly left, it's going to definitely change the strategy. He's going to have to be a little bit more conservative and give himself a chance and definitely protect par. You know, earlier in regulation, you had a wedge from the middle of the fairway, air-mailed it slightly, so making sure he takes care of that. And then Laird definitely redeemed himself. Perfect tee shot. He's in the mayor's office, as I just discussed.
So, Chip, you played college golf. We hadn't talked a lot about that. Were you ever in a playoff situation? How'd you handle the nerves?
There's a reason we don't talk about that. You know, those scores weren't all that pretty. But I have been in a few playoffs. I can say that the 2 playoffs have been in my career, I am undefeated. But having said that, some of it's blind luck. Just go make birdie the first hole and end it. Didn't have to go too far.
See them walking down again. So you know the players. That's Taylon Laird and Michael Collins, both representing corner Yellow Jackets and Gardendale Rockets, respectively. It comes down to this: we're in playoff golf, extra holes. They played 1 and they played 9, and now they're playing 1 again. In the individual, the same player, Taylon Laird, was playing William Osborne. William Osborne had a birdie on number 1. Laird had a par, so William Osborne takes the individual title. He's a junior at Gardendale High School. You know, one thing you can say about these teams is they have a bright future, right?
Yeah, no seniors on Gardendale, which that's quite remarkable. You know, you think they would be reloading after losing Noah Graham last year, but, you know, Michael Collins, you know, and obviously William have played really well and put themselves in position to continue the team, you know, tradition here.
And Laird is a senior. I understand that he has a couple of offers or may have already committed to play college golf. So I don't have that specific information, but we have seen his talent today.
Yep, and here he is again, middle of the fairway again. Michael Collins hits it a little farther, but Laird definitely has the advantage here. He has a wedge shot from the middle of the fairway, a little downwind. Couldn't have more than about 115 yards here, so I think he can execute this. He's got a lofted wedge out. Oh, he mishit it a little bit. Looks like he caught a little toe. Yep, I can't see the ball, but my guess is that's a little short. Got a little steep on that one, got a little short, caught it on the toe.
All right, so apparently Michael's shot wasn't as bad as we thought, just a little bit to the left side, so he has a nice look at it.
Oh, he flushed it. He hit it solid. Let's see if he gets the distance right this time. He did. He didn't make the same mistake twice. Very good. Trying to copy his teammate William there, so that he's seen that putt already. He actually had that same putt first playoff hole for par, so I think he's learned a little bit there. Probably won't play as far to the right this time. I think he has a good opportunity.
All right, so both players have a chance now at birdie. You see the gallery there. This has been one of the most exciting golf matches I have seen, and I've seen a lot of golf, and I know you have too.
Yeah, it's really great when you see these team playoffs like this, and certainly, having, playoff and live coverage always makes it more exciting. Here's Laird again. After that toed wedge, he comes back. And where's that, guys? Oh, he left it a little bit short again.
That could be a deal breaker.
Could be. That's detrimental. He's going to have a chance. He's in the fringe. He's got a chance to still, chip that up. He's still pretty close to the green, but certainly has work to do for his par.
And if you look at the posture of Collins, he knows all he has to do to seal this is two-putt.
Yep.
Right? A birdie would be great, but, a two-putt, go for birdie. If you leave it, you just want to have a tap in.
Yeah, definitely in this situation, and he gets the luxury of seeing what Laird does as well, because Laird has to go first here, so he gets that luxury of seeing what's going to happen. So it benefits Michael here to where he doesn't have to force anything, especially if Laird is unable to hold this. He really gets to just be conservative, get a little two-putt, and go on about his day.
Aggressive putt there.
Gave it a go. You certainly had to give it a run with Michael being in such a good position. So now Talon Laird will have to wait and see what happens. All right, Michael just had this putt in regulation, so he should know exactly what it does. It's a little slider. Let's see if he can take care of business here. Just behind the hole. And that will do it. Gardendale.
Gardendale.
Back-to-back champs at the Jefferson County Tournament.
And hats off to Corner. I mean, Talon Laird put his team on his shoulders, literally, as an individual and as the team representative, and, kind of tag team with Gardendale, with William Osborne and Michael Collins. You have to think that that's a tough situation to be in, but congratulations to all these players, whether you finished in the top 10 or you just came out and you played and enjoyed this beautiful day. But this has certainly been amazing. Coming up, we will have the award ceremony, but right now we're going to go to a break. You're watching Jefcoed TV. Welcome to the Jefcoed conclusion of the championship. We are about to go to the award ceremony with Ariel Schaefer.
Well, thanks, guys. So we're going to have a trophy presentation here for the Jefferson County Schools Golf Tournament. But before we give out all the awards today, I'm going to talk with Steve Nelson, who organized this event. And, we talk about sports all the time here in Alabama, talk about football, baseball, but golf is growing. How does a tournament like this really get the game going for both the boys and the girls side?
It just opens up the game for a lot of kids that don't really get to play. And we had, I think, 64 players today. 44 guys and 22 girls, and that has grown over the years. This is our largest group we've had, so it's just growing drastically.
And then when you think about a tournament like this and how close it was, we had a couple playoff holes specifically for the individual, but also for the team. You know, how great competition is it for these young kids to be able to grow and also get better each and every time they step out?
Pressure is always good, and these guys play great. I think they went through a couple of playoff holes. The girls' score between the teams was between one stroke as well. So the pressure, they grow anytime you go out on the golf course. It's a hard game to learn, but you're learning each time you go out there, whether you play good or whether you play bad.
Absolutely. We're going to reward the ones that played good today for sure. Hey, we're going to do first the individuals for the girls. A runner-up from Corner High School, it's going to be Ava Payne, who came in second today for the girls individual. All right, and then in first for the girls individuals today from Oak Grove High School, it's going to be Grace Nelson. Congratulations, ladies. All right, for the boys' side, from Corner High School, in second is going to be Talon Lard today. And all right, taking first in the boys' individual, from Gardendale High School, William Osborne. All right, for the girls' team title, came very, very close. And runner-up is going to be Corner High School. And then taking first in the girls' team is going to be Oak Grove High School. Fantastic job, ladies. All right, for the boys, it came down to a couple playoff holes. It was very, very close, but the runner-up for today is Corner High School. Fantastic job, fellas. And taking first today in the boys' team is going to be Gardendale High School. Fantastic job today. And real quick, we do want to do the girls all county. We have Grace Payne, Jolie Weathers, Briley McMurray, and Bella Hamilton. And then for the boys all county today, William Osborne, Talon Lard, Michael Collins, Garrett Neal, and Isaiah Tier. All right, congratulations to everyone today. And Chris, definitely a fun event. It's really awesome that Jefcoed TV is being able to recognize sports like this and also all sports in the Jefferson County area. Fantastic day. Love to be part of the crew. I'll send it guys over to you.
All right, great job, Ariel. Thank you so much for that presentation of those trophies with the tournament director. This has been an incredible day, Chip. We've seen great golf. We've seen kids out here learning the game, kids that are very good at the game, and everywhere in between. What are your final thoughts for today?
Well, this just represents the growth of the game. You know, you're going to all parts of the city and you're seeing, highlighting a great golf course like Woodward and seeing a lot of different people with an opportunity to win. And, what better way, William played well here yesterday. What better way to watch him close out in the playoff? Three people really, almost four people actually had an opportunity to win. So it made for an exciting event. Shows where golf is headed.
Well, certainly we've seen incredible golf. This has been a great day. The weather has cooperated. Woodward Golf and Country Club, great host. Just an excellent day for all these kids and parents. Thank you, parents, for coming out and supporters. There was lots of fans out here enjoying this day and this golf. So, on behalf of myself, Chris Osborne, Chip Thomas, and Ariel Schaefer, for Jefcoed TV Golf Edition for the 2026 Championship, we say thank you for tuning in, and God bless. We'll see you again.